Good morning, dear students. I am Dr. Kiran Deshwal, Assistant Professor English. In this video lecture, I will teach you the poem My Last Duchess, composed by Robert Browning. Before starting the poem, let us have a brief introduction. This poem is loosely based on historical events involving Alfonso, the Duke of Ferrara, who lived in the 16th century. What happens? This is a story of 16th century about a duke who killed his wife, and this duke is Duke of Ferrara. The Duke is the speaker of the poem. This is a poem. This poem is written in the form of dramatic monologue. As I told you in my previous video, that in dramatic monologue we have a speaker and silent listener. So in this poem, Duke of Ferrara is the listener. He tells about the death of Duchess and about his mentality regarding marriage to the messenger of the count. So this poem is written in the form of dramatic monologue, and the speaker of this poem is Duke of Ferrara, and this story is based on true incidents, and this is a story from Renaissance period, and tells us he is entertaining an emissary. Emissary means messenger who has come with a message of marriage, who has come to negotiate the duke's marriage. He has recently been widowed because duke wanted second marriage to the daughter of another powerful family. As he chose that visitor through his palace, he stoops before a portrait of the last duchess, apparently a young and lovely girl. The duke begins reminiscing about the portrait sessions, then about the duchess herself. His musings give way to a diatribe on her disgraceful behavior. He claims she flirted with everyone and did not appreciate his gift of a 900 years old name. As his monologue continues, the reader realizes with ever more as his monologue continues, the reader realizes with ever more chilling certainty that the Duke in fact caused the death's early demise. So, Duke get her killed when her behavior escalated. He gave commands to kill the Duchess, then all smiles stopped together. Having made this disclosure, the Duke returns to the business at hand, arranging for another marriage with another young girl. As the Duke and the emissary walk leave the painting behind, the Duke points out other notable artworks in his collection. So, by this, we come to know that he is an art lover, but he is a dowry seeker, and he is very cruel. My last touches comprises rhyming pentameter lines. There are 29 rhyming couplets, and the total lines of this poem are 58. The lines do not employ end stop. There is no end stop in these lines. Rather, they use enjambment, मतलब free flowing. Get is sentences and other grammatical units do not necessarily conclude at the end of line. Consequently, the rhymes do not create a sense of closure when they come, but rather remain a subtle driving force behind the Duke's compulsive revelations. The Duke is quite a performer. He mimics other voices, creates hypothetical situations, and uses the force of his personality to make horrifying information seem merely colorful. Indeed, the poem provides a classic example of a dramatic monologue. The speaker is clearly distinct from the poet, and audience is suggested but never appears in the poem. So, in dramatic monologue, there is always an audience, a listener who never appears in the poem. He remains silent. And the revelation of the Duke's character is the poem's primary aim. So, this poem throws light on the uh, character of Duke, is his psychology, what he thinks about women, what he thinks about society, what he thinks about dowry, what he thinks about marriage. But Browning has more in mind than simply creating a colorful character and placing him in a picturesque historical scene. Rather, the specific historical setting of the poem harbors much significance. This is a time period of the Italian Renaissance. The Italian Renaissance held a particular fascination for Browning and his contemporaries, for it represented the flowering of the aesthetic and the human alongside, or in some cases, in the place of the religious and the moral. Thus, the temporal setting allows Browning to again explore sex, violence, and aesthetics as well. Nevertheless, Duchess is the victim of a male desire to inscribe and fix female sexuality. The desperate need to do this mirrors the efforts of Victorian society to mold the behavior, sexual and otherwise, of individuals. For people confronted with an increasingly complex and anonymous modern world, this impulse comes naturally. To control would seem to be to converse and stabilize. The Renaissance was a time when morally dissolute men like the Duke exercised absolute power, and as such, it is a fascinating study for the Victorians. Works like this imply that surely a time that produced magnificent art like the Duchess portrait couldn't have been entirely evil in its allocation of societal control, given thought it put men like the Duke in power. A poem like My Last Duchess calculatively engages its reader on a psychological level because we hear only the Duke's musings. We have to get the meaning. We are reading his chain of thoughts. We are reading what he thinks about all these things. Browning forces his reader to become involved in the poem in order to understand it, and this adds to the fun of reading his work. It also forces the reader to question his or her own response to the subject portrayed and the method of its portrayal. We are forced to consider which aspect of the poem dominates. So, in this poem, we will come to know that uh, the Duke is very dominating. The horror of the Duchess' fate, or the beauty of the language, and the powerful dramatic development. Thus, by posing this question, the poem firstly tests the Victorian reader's response to the modern world. Has everyday life made you numb or not? So, let us start our poem, and we will do a line by line analysis so that you can understand it fully. My Last Duchess. First of all, the title is very significant. Last means who is no more in this world now, Bhutpur or Dwangat. That's my last Duchess painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive, I call. So here we have the rhyming couplet, wall and call. That's my last Duchess. He is pointing towards the painting of the Duchess, and he is saying that the portrait which is hanged on the wall, which is painted on the wall, it's the portrait of my last Duchess, my last wife, who has died now, who is not in this world now. That's why I want to marry again. And see, it's so beautiful. The painting is so beautiful. It is looking as if she were alive. It looks like she is alive. So here we have a metaphor. Here we have paradoxical statement, and here we have irony also. The Duke knows that he got murdered, the Duchess, but he says that my wife is looking like as if she is alive. So here we can know the irony. The listener don't know the real reason behind the death of the Duchess, but it is the Duke who get her killed. That's why he is saying that as if she were alive. So here we have a paradoxical statement. How can a died person looks like alive? So the portrait is very beautiful. The portrait is very fashionable. It looks like the Duchess is alive. I call that piece a wonder now. As I told you, the Duke is art lover. So There are portraits of his ancestors in his gallery. So there he also has the portrait of his wife. So he calls it a piece of wonder. It is very wonderful. It is very surprising because it's very beautiful. And now Farah Pandolf was a famous painter at that time. And if you say that this thing is made by that and that, तो जो भी बहुत फेमस होता है उसके द्वारा जो चीज़ बनाई जाती है उसकी वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिक बढ़ जाती है। तो ड्यूक यहाँ पे शो कर रहा है कि हाउ रिच आई एम, कि फरा पेंडोल्फ जैसे फेमस पेंटर ने मेरी वाइफ की पेंटिंग बनाई और वो पेंटिंग मेरी गैलरी में है, तो हाउ रिच आई एम। तो ही इज़ मेकिंग शो ऑफ हिज डिग्निटी, ऑफ हिज पावर एंड ऑफ हिज वेल्थ। Farah Pandol's hands worked busily a day. He tells that Farah Pandol's took the whole day to paint this painting, and there she stands. Again we have hands stands. Again we have a rhyming couplet. So whole this poem is written in 29 rhyming couplets. So that piece a wonder now. I call this piece a wonder. It is very wonderful, it is very beautiful, and it is made by Farah Pandolf, the famous painter of Italian Renaissance. And he worked busily a day, and there she stands. He worked for this painting for the whole day, and as a result, this painting comes out, and it is stands on the wall. Here in the next line, here we come to know that he is telling all these things to a person who possibly he can be the messenger. Will not please you sit and look at her. He is requesting him to sit down and to have a look at the portrait of her wife. I said, Farah Pandolf by design for never read. I said never read. Again we have a rhyming couplet. Will not please you sit and look at her. कृपया आप बैठ के आराम से देखिए। एंड फरा पेंडोल्फ जिसने कि ये पेंटिंग बनाई है, बाय डिज़ाइन उसकी जो टेक्निक है बनाने की, फॉर नेवर रेड, उस टेक्निक के द्वारा वो कभी भी इतनी खूबसूरत पेंटिंग नहीं बना सकता जितनी खूबसूरत पेंटिंग मेरी वाइफ की है। ये तो मेरी वाइफ की खूबसूरती इतनी थी जो इस पेंटिंग में निखर रही है। ओवरऑल ही इज प्रेजिंग द ब्यूटी ऑफ his wife, so he is just physically attracted. He never concerned what she likes, what she wants. He never concerned that, and somewhat he becomes jealous on her. So he says that strangers like you, that pictured contains the depth and passion of its earnest glance. Contains and glance. Again we have a rhyming couplet. सो स्ट्रेंजर्स लाइक यू आर ए स्ट्रेंजर हेयर, आप यहाँ पे एक अजनबी हैं, और आप जैसे अजनबी जो कि मेरी वाइफ को जानते नहीं थे। दैट पिक्चर्ड काउंटेंस, ये जो चित्रित चेहरा है, काउंटेंस मीन्स फेस, पिक्चर्ड मीन्स चित्रित, ये जो चित्रित किया हुआ चेहरा है, पेंटिंग बनाया हुआ चेहरा है मेरी वाइफ का, आप जैसे अजनबी इस चेहरे को पढ़ नहीं सकते। द डेप्थ एंड पैशन, इसके ऊपर जो हाव भाव है, उनकी जो गहराई है, ऑफ इट्स अर्नेस्ट ग्लांस, इसकी जो नज़र है उसको आप जैसे लोग नहीं समझ सकते। और ये इतनी खूबसूरत क्यों है, इस बात को जानने के लिए बट टू माई सेल्फ दे टर्न, वो मुझे पूछते हैं कि सर ऐसी खूबी आपकी वाइफ में कैसे आई। Since none puts by the curtain I have drawn for you, but I. Again we have a rhyming couplet. So the Duke is very possessive. He is saying that मेरी बीवी। तो वो कहना चाहता है कि उसकी फोटो का पर्दा भी कोई मेरे सिवा नहीं हटा सकता। He is so much possessive. बट टू माई सेल्फ दे टर्न, वो मुझसे ही पूछते हैं। सिंस नन पुट्स बाई, क्योंकि किसी को भी ये हक नहीं है। द कर्टेन आई हैव ड्रॉन फॉर यू, ये पर्दा हटाने का। So you can see that the portrait is also in the curtain. डचेस को इतना भी हक नहीं है कि उसकी फोटो को डायरेक्टली लटकाया जा सके, उसे भी पर्दे में लटकाया हुआ है. And seemed as they would ask me if they does. अगर उनकी हिम्मत होगी, पहली बात तो हिम्मत ही नहीं होगी कि भाई किसी की बीवी के बारे में हम क्यों पूछे, पर अगर वो हिम्मत करेंगे तो वो मुझसे पूछेंगे इफ दे डस. अगर if they dare, they will ask me that how such a glance came there, why your wife is looking like this, why she is so beautiful, why there is beauty on her face. Note the first, dust and first. Again we have a rhyming couplet. आर यू टू टर्न एंड आस्क दस, तो आप वो पहले नहीं होंगे जो ये बात पूछ रहे होंगे. अगर आपके मन में ये क्वेश्चन है तो यू कैन आस्क, क्योंकि बहुत से लोगों ने मुझसे पहले भी पूछा है. Sir, it was not her husband's presence only. The word only shows that the Duke is suspicious about his wife. He says that my wife not only laughed just because I was in front of her, but she laughed every now and then. Sir, it was not her husband's presence only, called that spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Perhaps Farah Pandolf chanced to say that. यहाँ भी वो परहैप्स लगा रहा है, शायद, मतलब ये उसके दिमाग की उपज है, ये उसकी नैरो मेंटेलिटी है, ये उसका जेलस नेचर है. द ड्यूक इज सेइंग दैट आर यू टू टर्न एंड आस्क दस, ये पूछने वाले आप प्रथम व्यक्ति नहीं होंगे. सर, इट वॉज नॉट एंड स्पॉट. नॉट एंड स्पॉट, here we again have a rhyming couplet. Sir, it was not her husband's presence only. उसके पति की उपस्थिति से ही वो खुश नहीं थी. Called that spot of joy, कि उसके चेहरे पे वो आनंद छा गया, वो हंसी छा गई. Into that duchess cheek, उसके गालों पे जो हंसी छा गई. Perhaps, शायद. फरा पेंडोल्फ चांस टू से, फरा पेंडोल्फ को शायद ये कहने का मौका मिल गया कि हर मेंटल लैप्स, मेंटल मीन्स घूंघट, हर मेंटल लैप्स, हर मेंटल लैप्स ओवर माई लेडीज रिस्ट टू मच. शायद फरा पेंडोल्फ ने ये कह दिया कि मैडम आपका घूंघट आपकी कलाई पे ज़्यादा आ रहा है, तो इस वजह से शायद वो हंसने लग गई. So perhaps and lapse, again we have a rhyming couplet here, and the rest of the poem we will do in our next video. Thanks for watching, students. Just only on your demand I have explained this poem in language, otherwise Hindi is not allowed in English subject. So read this poem, understand this poem, and if you have any query, please let me know. Thanks for watching.